Hello and welcome to another update on the McMinnville real estate market. This is Steve Thoele. I'm a principal broker with Premier Property Group. And this update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity ending this past Sunday, September 10th. So as always, I'm going to share my screen with you now and go through the info with you. So first off, we'll look at active listing activity. This last week I showed we had 6 new properties come on the market in McMinnville. You can kind of see that's kind of a low, matches a low for the past 8 weeks, and the last couple of weeks has been fairly light in terms of new listings. In terms of total number of listings, you can kind of see we hit a low point of 47 listings here about 7 weeks back, and it's been pretty steady here over the past 3 weeks. You can kind of see we got to a high of 72 3 weeks back, and the last 2 weeks it's been right at 70 homes on the market. The median price and the days on market for those active listings, you can see that's kind of trended down over the past couple of months here. Had a high of 639,000 7 weeks back, and last 3 weeks it's been fairly steady at around 540, a little underneath that. Last reading was 538,000. And then the days on market for these active listings, you can kind of see we kind of peaked out at 46 days of market time here again 7 weeks back, and then it's was kind of a little below 30 days for a while. It's ticked up the last couple of weeks. The most recent reading is 35 days of average market time for these 70 most recent active listings in McMinnville. So moving along to pendings. This last week I showed we had 5 properties go into pending status. Again, you can kind of see that's a low for the past 8 weeks here in terms of weekly pendings, and it's been you can kind of see trending down here over the past over the past 6, 7 weeks now, after reaching a high of 82, and we had a low here of 56. So it's been pretty steady the past 3 weeks, but again, a little bit of diminished pending activity here, as you would expect kind of getting into this time of year. The median price and the days on market for those pendings, you can kind of see we had a low of 475 on a couple occasions, got up to 515 actually 2 weeks ago, and then this last week fell back to 486,000. And then days on market, you can kind of see it's been very steady over the past roughly 5 or 6 weeks now at 12 to 13 days of average market time for the pendings. And then lastly, we'll look at sold listing activity. So as of the time I put this together, showed that we only had 3 homes cross over from pending to sold this last week. That might get adjusted up here a listing or two. But that's where we're at right now. And when I look back over the prior 4 weeks of activity on a week-by-week basis, you can kind of see we had trending up, had a low of 32 8 weeks back, trended up to about 44 homes have sold over the prior 4 weeks. 2 weeks ago, the last week, it did fall back a bit to 37 homes have sold over the most recent 4-week period. And then the median price and the days on market for those sold listings, that's been trending up here over the past 5, 6 weeks. Got down to a low of 474, and it's been increasing from that point. This last week, crested over 500 at 506,000 for the median sale price for these most recent 37 closings in McMinnville. And then days on the market, that's been on the rise as well. You can kind of see we had a low of 7 days of average market time for the solds 6 weeks back. It's been rising, got up to 23 days 2 weeks ago. This last week fell back just 1 day to 22. So again, most recent 37 homes that have sold, 22 days of average market time. So just about 3 weeks of time to get a home into contract is the most recent reading on that. And then to finish it out here, we'll look at the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list price. Red bars is that weeks of inventory number, kind of measures relative supply and demand in the market. And you can kind of see we had just under 5 weeks as a low here 6 weeks back. Other than that, it's been kind of holding fairly steady between 6 to 7 or so. This last week did tick up about to 7.5 weeks of inventory. So a little less than 2 months worth still in the market in McMinnville, which is not much. And then the sale price is a percent of the original list price. You can kind of see that's been fairly steady, trended down a little bit, had a high of a little over 98% 6 weeks ago, and actually had a low 2 weeks ago of a little over 96%. Last week kind of fell in the middle at 97.5 or so percent of list price. So about a 3.5% discount's most recent reading on that. So all in all, market is, it is trending down in terms of activity, which again, you kind of get into this time of year, you'd expect that. Listings are kind of pulling back, and sales activity. We're still in that backdrop of high interest rates, still pretty volatile. We're still up around 7.5 or so on a 30-year fixed rate loan. So certainly not a great environment for buyers, but if you can still afford the payment, it's still a good time to look to buy, because I see once rates do come down again, and they will, that there is going to be a lot of buyers, I think, in the market again, which will certainly drive up prices again. So anyway, that is the most recent update. So I hope that was helpful for you. As always, if I can answer any questions or be of any help, please reach out. My phone number and email address are down below the video here in the description. So let me know if I can help you if your plans to buying or selling a home. Would love to talk with you about that. And as always, really appreciate any likes, comments, shares that you have for these videos. If I find value in them, please let me know. And if you haven't subscribed to that channel yet, please click that subscribe button before you leave. So hope you have a great day and week ahead, and we'll see you on the next update.